Welcome to the Monday Morning Member Shoutouts. I'm your host, Webweaver, and we're doing an obnoxious intro. I don't know why I'm doing this voice, but welcome to the Monday Morning Member Shoutouts. This ain't your grandma's radio station. We only play World of Horror and other things that happen on a scheduled weekly basis, like Lunacid. I don't know how linear this game is. I'm dumb as fuck. Dark Souls. No way. I don't think I think we... RimWorld. What I think I'm gonna do is I think it's time to... Oh god. Little Goody Two-Shoes. And of course, Gloomwood. Right? Like, no. And Lethal Company.
It can't actually see me because I'm not moving.
Before this video begins, we're going to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Mathulu, Izander, Bunny Chan Faraby, Domina Violetta, Some Baker, Funky Fresh, Feeny Von Karma, and Horg Japan. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And let's get into the video. Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver, and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. And so, here's the thing. We had raid night tonight, but it made me remember something from a different raid night, and that was, I can't even remember why we brought it up, but they were talking about, like, destroying company property or something, and that reminded me of one of my favorite scenes from the movie, I think it's called Doctor Strangelove. It's a movie about nuclear war, and there's a scene where one of the characters is trying to get on the phone with the President of the United States, and he needs to make a call in a phone booth, but he doesn't have any change, and he's with this army guy who has a gun, and he convinces the army guy that he has to make the call no matter what, and he ends up not having change for the phone call, so he doesn't have enough money to actually do the phone call itself. And he asks the army guy to shoot the lock off the Coca-Cola machine to get the change. And I'll never forget the line, if you don't get the President of the United States on the phone, you'll have to answer to the Coca-Cola company. And I said that during raid, and everybody looked at me like I was goddamn crazy, right? Like, everybody's like, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, is it a Haru kind of day? It's a Haru kind of day. I'm thinking it's a Haru kind of day, honestly. It's very cold right now, and I'm actually doing a very tactical thing, which is I am waiting for the sun to rise so that I can take a nap, and it will be warmer. Because I don't want to fall asleep when it's so cold. Now, you might be like, why don't you just turn the heater on? And that's so true, bestie. So effing true. What say you, bestie? Curious birthmark? Okay. Curious birthmark, we can't run away. I'm taking a vending machine. I'm taking a vending machine. Vending machine, 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 vending machine. We're gonna shoot the lock off. We have to answer the Coca-Cola company. God damn it! I got vending machine on the brain right now. But, our raid last night went terribly. It was awful. It was detritus, it was charisma, it was strength, it was knowledge. And the reason why I'm confident saying that is that I was the one messing up. We had a beautiful first pull that I died to the goddamn birds on 2B. I thought I moved fast enough, but I didn't. I got snapshotted. I felt so bad, but I'm like, well, you know, one of the DPS is gonna die. The boss is at like 4% health, it doesn't really matter. 5% health, it doesn't really matter. But the person who got shot with my spread was my co-healer. So then they all died to the goddamn raid wide, and we wiped. And I was like, oh my god. And then it was just detritus from there. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. There was like some weird mental block. I was throwing so hard. And it was, like, probably the worst raid night I've ever had since, like, I walled us on the final mechanic of P4S for, like, 3 hours. That was probably the worst raid night I've ever had in my life after that point. and it was certainly my worst Anabasios raid night for sure. And it feels bad, honestly. It really does. It feels like absolute dog. Like, it's one of the worst feelings that I think this game can give you, is you being... Because nobody else was messing up. It was literally just me. We were at it for like 40 minutes. We were at it for like an hour. And we just gave up. Because, like, I was making so many mistakes. Other people started making mistakes. But it wasn't their fault. It was me. It was entirely my fault. I felt like absolute dog. And that's just kind of how it goes. I feel like shit. And I want to go clear the fight in Party Finder. Not because I want to do it without them. But because I want to prove to myself that I can do it. Because, like, my confidence is shattered after that. Like, I haven't had a confidence smacking, like, just an absolute confidence beatdown, literally since, is it Curtain Call? I don't remember what it's called, but, like, the final Thorn mechanic on P4S. I literally walled it. We got to phase 2, like, first pull, and I literally walled us on the mechanic for, like, 3 hours straight, and everybody was frustrated with me. They didn't kick me out, obviously, because I'm still in the same static, but, like, that was entirely my fault. That was entirely my bad. And I just did something like that again, but on phase 1, and I feel so bad. And so I feel like I need to go into the training arc, because I just, like, I don't know what it was. Because the first pull, perfect. I would have gotten, like, I'm not even joking, I would have gotten, like, a 60 plus, maybe even a 70. I have worse gear, because I still don't have the chest piece, but, like, I was cooking. Easily over 50. I was confident I was going to be 60, because I did not drop my glare, like, once, right? Like, during all of the movement mechanics, I was either doing a glare or I was doing a DPS neutral ability like a Afflatus Rapture or a Afflatus Solus. I was cooking. And then I got hit by the birds, which wasn't even a slide cast thing, by the way. I just didn't move fast enough. Like, I literally just did not move fast enough. I was, like, a little too far back. I didn't move fast enough to get away from the birds. And so, when I died there, I was like, oh, well, whatever. It's still gonna easily be a clear, because, like, the boss is at 4% health, and we're not even, like, done with 2B yet. It's just one more spread, and then we're done. But, like, we got to 2B so many times, and I would just die. Never to the birds, again. I'm pretty sure I only died to the birds once, but I fell off the platform. I didn't get to my spot in time, so I overlapped somebody. It was a horrible night, and I'm gonna be thinking about that until the day that I die, honestly. It was one of the most embarrassing raid nights I've ever had, and it was all my fault. And, you know, that's just kind of how it goes, you know? That's just kind of how it do. That's just kind of how it be, you know? And that's, sometimes the problem is you, and you just feel like absolute dog, and it's like the worst thing you've ever felt in your life, right? Because it's like, oh, I wasted 2 hours of, like, I wasted 7 people's 2 hours of their evening for no reason. Because this is something that I can do, and it's something that I've done easily. Because we made it to phase 2. We're past caloric, right? We're clearing caloric 1. We should be on phase 2. But sometimes you just throw. Sometimes it's the most demoralizing fucking experience you've ever had in your life, and you just feel like absolute dog shit. And that's just kind of how it do. That's just kind of how it go. Am I getting a Carpenter Hammer? I really don't want a Carpenter Hammer. I really don't want to. I'm rerolling. Goddamn right. And so it's like sometimes that's just how Mafia works, you know? And it feels bad. Like, don't get me wrong. It's one of the worst feelings in Final Fantasy XIV. But the thing that you have to remember, and the thing that you have to realize, and the reason why I'm not beating myself up over it too much, I almost want to get rid of Innsmouth Look. You know what, I will. Innsmouth Look is really bad. Like, the fact that that can trigger on the lighthouse is like, I just don't want to deal with that. Like, I actually think Innsmouth Look is like, kinda OP these days. I think it definitely I'm taking it. I gotta take it. I gotta take it. You absolutely know I'm taking it. But, we're no longer a fish. We no longer got gills. We're no longer fish maxing. I don't know the words that just came out of my mouth. I apologize. But, like, the reason why I don't feel bad about it, and the reason why... Well, okay, here's the thing. I feel bad about it, obviously. But, like, the reason why I'm not letting it, like, tear me up inside, where I'm like, aw, this sucks, my day is ruined, like, everything about this, like, is awful. Like, it did leave me in a sour mood for a few hours, and I do want to go into Party Finder and clear it, just to, like, be like, okay, I'm falling behind the group. I need to go on my training arc again, because, like, it's ridiculous. Like, I should not have done that. But, like, the reason why I'm not worried about it too much is that I got a good group. I got a good, patient group who's very nice, and they're not gonna kill me for one bad night. But also, like, everybody else in that group has had bad nights. And we all just kind of, like, it's a mutual support thing, where it's like, if you have a good group, if somebody's having a bad night, you're like, oh yeah, like, that's not them at their peak. They're having a bad night. And sometimes that just happens. And then you're like, you know, it's not really a big deal. Hey, you want to go do something else that's fun? And then we go do something else that's fun. Probably one of the greatest Lethal Company moments I've ever been involved in, where I was 100% him and then fell into the pit of despair. Literally. It was absolutely fantastic. And, you know, that's how you know you got good friends, right? That's how you know you got a good static. It's like, hey, man, something's going up with you right now. We don't really know what it is. I don't really know what it is. I was on lock. Like, my rotation was a lot better. Like, for real, for real. I was going through, like, the first... Oh, God, what's it called? I'm horrible with mechanic names. But, like, the one where you start in, like, one of the corners, and then you either go right or left around the circles, and then it's like you got the lasers, and you got the towers. I'm horrible with mechanic names. I'm absolutely horrible with them. But the one where you gotta, it's either DPS or supports dealing with the towers, and then the other people have the spread explosions. Like, I was getting to a point with that mechanic where I could, like, realistically... What areas do we have doomed? The village and the mansion? Alright, let's throw it on the mansion just in case. Like, I was getting to the point with those mechanics where I could maintain, like, a 100% DPS neutral uptime on them. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I was absolutely cooking. Like, that was really good. But for whatever reason, I was just completely throwing, and I just could not clutch. It wasn't even a clutch. I just couldn't do the easy mechanic at the end of the fight. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why I know I have a really good group, is, like, they didn't, like, obviously they were upset that I couldn't do a very simple mechanic that I've done, like, 80 times before. But, like, nobody was, like, trying to beat me down or anything. They were like, hey, man, listen, you're having a bad day, let's go do something fun. And then we all played Lethal Company, and it was good. But, you know, it just makes me grateful that I'm in a good static, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Because, like, that's a good group. That's a good group. Where you're just, like, trolling out of your goddamn mind, and you have no idea why. And they're like, hey, it's alright, man, we got you. It happens sometimes. Now, let's see. I got Final Fantasy XIV on the brain. It's maintenance day. So I gotta do literally everything else that's not Final Fantasy XIV. Because unfortunately, that do be how it be, though. Ramen, bulletin, footage, mermaids. Ugh. I guess we could do... I mean, bulletin's long, but I want to do found footage first, just to get it out of the way. Because found footage's got a lot of out-of-town mysteries and investigations. I don't want to go to the doomed mansion twice. Like, I correct me if I'm wrong, that seems like a bad idea. But, I don't know. I know that I got a good group. It's a very wholesome thing. Makes me feel good, because I know that, like, I will have to, you know, lock in and figure out what the hell is wrong with me. But they're not going to get on my case about it, because they know I can pull through in the end. But, you know, I wish I didn't have those moments, you know? I really wish we didn't have a funny, oh, hey, look, it's P4S again. Like, I don't want that. I don't want Athena to be my freaking P4S again. Like, that doesn't sound, like, fun. Like, I still get anxiety thinking about P4S sometimes, because I really did drop the ball on that. That was really bad. That was really bad. That was really embarrassing from my perspective. And by my perspective, I mean what I did was really embarrassing. The threat level went up, you son of a... You son of a gun. We're exploring all these goddamn esoteric areas. Oh yeah, it was the lump of flesh guy was the second enemy, right? I think we're just gonna do this. As much as I hate to say it. Now, what are we gonna do with this? Well, it's very simple. It's look who it is. I'm just saying. It's look who it is. I'm just saying. It's look who it is, right? We can lock in. CQC training goes hard if we get the semi-auto. If we get the semi-auto, we basically win the game. I kind of want to grab it, but I think we'll probably just, I don't know if we need... I think I'm going to try to get the bonus stat from the schoolyard at some point, so I'll take the charisma just to make us spend less EXP on it. Because we could potentially do that now. And I think we just take... Yeah, let's go ahead and, here's what we're actually going to do. We're going to take stamina, and then I'm going to use... Do I want to use Midasu Touch? Actually, no, I don't want to use Midasu Touch. It's a little bit weird, but yeah. Because I'd have to sell 2 things, and I don't want to do that. Morbid Mermaid's Bulletin Ramen. Absolutely do Bulletin, because then we're out of hell. So, just right off, start me right off the bat right here. Give me a break! Give me a break! Dexterity, Charisma, I mean... You're lost, dickhead. You're lost. We didn't even have to spend a single shred of EXP on that. Not even a single drop to drink. Okay. The problem with this is that we have to spend Doom to cure it, but we get stamina in the process, but we lose stamina in the process. This is Doom, so we'll just take whatever this is. I don't like the fact that we succeeded that. I'm not entirely happy with what just happened there. You know, I'm not like a big fan of that. I'm not like a big yippee guy for what just happened right there. I actually think that was like pretty unoptimal. I'm not a big fan of that. What just happened there. Oh, badly bruised. You don't say. I mean, pack it in, buddy. Where have you been? Now this is gonna do 5 because the game sucks, right? Because we can't have nice things. I don't think she's weak. I do not think she's weak to sharp. Blunt. She's weak to sharp. That's what I think she is. Weak to. But we're gonna see, why is she holding the tools of her own destruction? Not entirely sure. Now, what I think we should do, which is a little bit weird, but I think it'll work out rather nicely, okay? I think it'll work out rather nicely. Let's check this out. We send her to hell, and then we throw the brick. Because she does... There's no reason to mess around here, okay? It's pretty sketchy. I'll take the lucky earrings. Anything that gives us a stat bonus is fine in my book. By the way, Yumiko with lucky earrings would go undeniably hard. Like, Yumiko with lucky earrings and outdoorsman, like, that is 11 luck, isn't it? Because she starts at 6, so that's 8, and then that's 10. Oh my god, can you imagine the combo there? That's crazy! I want to do the Yumiko luck build. That sounds nuts. Speaking of the luck build, we rolled a 6, so, like, you know. So, like, you know. Alright, so here's the funny Family Guy moment deal right here, is we have to, like, spend some Doom to redo that, just so that we won't get immediately eaten. Now, you're looking at this, you're thinking to yourself, you're about to die, and you're correct. That's right. And so we're gonna prepare, and then we're gonna sell the handcuffs. And then we're gonna go to the vending machine, pick up some smonks, just to have a nice little smonk at the end of the hard day's work. And then we're just gonna do this. You can completely ignore this. This is, don't worry about it at all. Don't worry about that at all. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Didn't happen, didn't matter. And we can kind of just chill. We can kind of just relax. We can kind of just, it's too risky. Trip on a branch, that's fine. You know, listen, if you're living in Shiikawa, and you're going through these daily occurrences, where there's a woman with a stolen face trying to cut you up in the middle of the street, I think it's pretty fair, pretty reasonable, to just kind of look at the situation and say, you know what, tripping on a branch, that's the worst thing that happened to me today. I saw some weird eldritch arcane sigils and stonework in the woods, and I was walking up to it, like, my intuition was setting off so many red flags. It was so scary. And what I did was I simply just walked away. And it all turned out okay. and I didn't have to deal with anything particularly scary. I like the stats. I'm gonna cry. I think you can count that as a pretty good day. I think you can count that as a pretty good day. I mean, sure. Sure, level 3. I like level 3. I like accuracy. I like accuracy. I like level 3. Look who it is. Look at how much strength that we have. Look at how much the game has to do to us to, like, rival our power. We have to go to the village. I remember we have to go to the village a couple times. So let's just do that now. And, you know, you're looking at this, you're looking at our doom, you're looking at our health, and you're like, you kind of messed up resting multiple times. And you know what? You're right. How could I have done something that stupid? But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? That's not good enough. That's not good. That's 18 damage. I don't think Homie is weak to blunt, right? You know, now listen, we can go to the wall wiki. We can go to the wall wiki. We can type Lumpy Officer. I'm pretty sure he's weak to fire for some reason. Weak to sharp, fair enough. Based on how often I use those two damage types, they might as well be the same thing to me. I will not elaborate on this. Oh, could Midasu touch to Desperation kill him? Like, that's not gonna be too crazy, right? No, that is too crazy. I think you just block and then kill him next turn, right? Like, you don't have to get fancy with it. You've got a lump of flesh in your back pocket, but you don't particularly want to use it, right? I'm dumb as hell. Okay, hold on. I'm not dumb as hell. It still works. It still works. I can do basic math, I swear. Now, the good thing is about killing that enemy, we get -3 doom, which is pretty nice. I'll take the sanity, sure. I regret that decision. We're playing on the knife's edge right now. We're playing on the knife's... God damn it. Okay. Uh-oh. We're not gonna die, right? No. We're not gonna die. We're not gonna die. We're fine. Do I eat the lump of flesh now? No, you don't want to eat the lump of flesh unless you have to, right? Right. Because it's a curse. It could be something bad. Hopefully it's not, but it could be. Ramen, mermaids. Ramen is easy, mermaids is smooth sailing. I think we're probably going to try to fight the mermaids boss, so we'll do ramen now, because we're going to need accuracy bonuses. Also, I don't care if we go up against Homie and we take, like, bonus doom at the end of there. I'm gonna die. You're gonna kill me? Okay, no, you're not gonna kill me. Father Yasugi's gonna descend from the temple. He's gonna hand me the keys to the kingdom. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. What the hell is your problem? The hell is your problem? What is your major goddamn function? And I'm just like, gentlemen, you can't fight. This is a war room. Oh god. Come on, man. I mean, you gotta do this. You literally have to do that. And you're gonna go to the vending machine. And then you're gonna buy some cigarettes to heal. I don't know why I did that. We don't need it. It's called being an addict. I'm throwing! He's throwing! Nope. God damn it, we cured Innsmouth Look. And the game was like, alright. You wanna cure Innsmouth Look? You degenerate? Please score strength. Thank you. It had to show up. At some point we had to get it. So we're taking at max -3. I'm gonna take the stamina because we're gonna fight a stamina boss. We gotta kill him. There's no excuse for us not killing this guy. We have handcuffs. We've got 8 strength. You're just done. Like, I'm sorry. You're washed. It's a wash. It's over. Obsessed man, I have the high ground. I'm not even gonna be like, oh, handcuff moment. No. You can only handcuff him if he doesn't have the health bonus. I almost want to fight here, but we're gonna turn on the lights for some free health, because if we need healing, we might have to go to the monument as well. Funny mask? Okay, at least it's free damage. I'll never say no to free damage. Like, you get a lot of EXP from killing that thing. But first of all, I remember you in the older version of the game, the pre-release game, Killphone Isekai. I remember you. I remember you. I had to censor the screen because of you. You sick son of a gun. So I'm not looking... I'm holding a grudge. I'm holding a grudge. Sure. No, I can't do this. I can't do this. I gotta do it. 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 Please don't kill me. Let me live. I wanna live. Okay, you're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. So, something that I, whatchamacallit. I mean, we can throw the rock ring. Why not? Distract him. We were on timeline A. We didn't need to do this. We were on timeline A, gamers. We were on timeline A. Did you know that we were on timeline A, gamers? That we were on timeline A? And that we didn't actually need to, did you know that we didn't actually need to, you know, do that? That we didn't actually need to do that at all? That we could have just, yeah, we could have just done that? We could have just done, yeah, we could have just done that? So this is gonna do, he's dead, right? Do I even have to think about this? Do I even have to think about this? Okay, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. We're fine. Listen, the only way we have to heal, which we don't, is because we kept the bathtub. The only way, if the bathtub went evil, the only way we would have to heal via resting for 2% doom is if it was first thing light source. But it was not first thing light source. So we win these. And by that, I mean we had the bathtub, so, you know, the light source is actually down here. So, oh god. Oh, no, we're good. We have 8 charisma, so we're good. I remember saying dexterity check, but apparently I'm just incredibly stupid. Don't confirm or deny that statement in the comments down below, you would hurt my feelings. But you could say something else in the comments down below to help this video in the algorithm. Now, here's the thing. We don't have a dedicated Monday video, so I'm just gonna take Monday as a free day. You know, listen, I'm gonna be Garfield maxing. Garfield does not want to do things on Monday excessively, so I'm not gonna do things excessively on Monday. I'm just gonna take it easy. Also, I got an email from the electric company saying that they were gonna have some issues because it's winter and it's cold and stuff. So, if the power goes out, I can't really do anything about that. So, if the World of Horrors abruptly stop for no reason, the electric company warned me that they're having a lot, because, you know, everybody wants to run their heaters, which is fair. I want to run my heater. You know, it's cold, the power is being in demand. They asked me to cut back on power, and that they might have some issues with the grid. And if there's an excessive amount of power draw, then they could temporarily shut down power. So if that happens, you know, I can't do anything about that. So, you know, it really is, it's look who it is. Also, shoutouts to the Monday morning shoutouts! Don't worry, there'll be a bumper at the start of the video like there was last time, yeah? Yeah. I didn't remember that immediately in the last moments, in the last hours, of the last seconds, of the last possible moments of the Monday morning member shoutout. Did you think I would forget about Monday and how it's for the members to be shouted out? Which you can become a member by paying me money monthly, which is actually paying YouTube money monthly, and then they give me a portion of that? You, too, can deposit cans of pinto beans directly into my grocery bag once a month with the power of the YouTube memberships. Link in the description. How's that for some shilling? How's that for the shill arc? The capitalist arc, huh? Alright. Anyways. Should probably end this run soon, yeah? Yeah, probably. Probably. Anyways, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it like that, yeah? I don't really care about desperation. It's fine. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. No godforsaken memory checks. We could still die to Innsmouth look, because we have to investigate something every goddamn time, but you know. I'm actually gonna rest once because of Innsmouth look, and we don't have any memory checks. So I'm actually just gonna do that. I think that's fine. We don't have any memory. The only memory check is if we had Heart of Darkness, which this is Freaky Flood. Which, by the way, Freaky Flood kind of sucks. But we should be guaranteed to live with how long that this has taken. And that, and then you just throw this. And then, you know, we handcuff the ultimate opportunist. You handcuff the subdued enemy. I don't think he's subdued. I think he's dead. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Webweaver. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. And thank you again to the members for the Monday morning members shout-out. Which totally happened at the beginning of the video. It totally did. I remembered. Right here, right now. And the sun has risen at this point, by the way, so I can actually take a nap. It is absolutely beautiful watching the temperature rise on my watch, because my watch tells me the temperature. So seeing the temperature rise from Arctic weather conditions to Arctic weather conditions because it's winter, you know? It's look who it is. Stay safe out there. Have a good one. Bye.